Van Moor was under Republic control. It was a long and hard fight, but thanks to using the strategy of dropping six-man squads down at strategic spots on the planet to take out what we did with space, was effective. By the time the full troops were in, the separatists were low numbers, so it was a success in taking over. In other news, we've been assigned the Jedi Knight and the Padawan to help take Cato Moria and then push into the core a bit to take out any separatist planets among us. And then hopefully from there we get to be able to push out from the core to help with the fight. Because as much as I would like to admit, the core was not really action thrill or my taste. But all in all, I don't mind. We can get this done. Hopefully get upgrades. This is Captain Oren from the 117th Battalion led group, signing off for this daily report. Welcome back to episode 2 of Awakening of the Clone Wars, Empire War, obviously. This may be a little bit longer, obviously, but also, again, it would have been in-game voice, but for some reason, my recording system didn't pick up my mic, so for the entire time I was playing this, I was completely in it, talking, all that, but for some reason wasn't picking up. So we left off when we were going to decide where we're going to strike next. I decided to take Cato and Moria, as it was the only planet that was nearby that had a link to other ships, whatnot. But first, right, obviously, add a few more ships to the fight. I did a strategy of sending a fighter in to scout and see what else was around, and try to take out the loophole that was there, both normal and the defense. At first, I planned it as like, I've got enough to do with it, I can do it. But then, as I went around, I saw this area, and I went, okay, let's see what we can find there. Maybe, good advantage strike. Maybe use the nebulas as a way to get them to come through. Went well. I'll say from that, we managed to get a few extra credits to use. But all in all, we had enemy fighters of both the separatists and rogue pirates. Mostly it was the pirates in this area, but we did get a few ships from it, and then most of all, we did well. Yeah. So to the battle against the separatists, I went over here and started to bring out fighters first, then using the Alderaan frigates with the iron capabilities to do shield damage, then the Acclimators, the Victory Star Destroyer, the Invincible, and Dreadnoughts. At first, plan was to debate them over and then destroy the reinforcement fleets that's coming over, in which, yes, it was going well, but the amount of fighters they had did a lot of damage to a lot of my ships, which in turn led to a retreat. But I'm going to continue talking a little bit and have this in the background to talk about something. In this video, I did mention something, but thanks to my mic not being picked up, it didn't do it. Now, I'm happy to have the views that I had so far. I'm pleased with it. I'm not saying there should be more. I'm saying if you watched it and enjoyed it, that's fine. I'm happy. In the end, I'm not really doing this as a full-time thing. I was mainly just doing this for fun. So I'm happy to have the amount and some feedback. Now, for this, it is a narrative, yes. But when it comes to other games, other narratives, I might continue based on if the game is able to do mods with the certain themes. For example, in this story, I'm being a commander of the 117th Battalion, which I plan to do more than just clones. The idea is it's going to be a mix of clones and other species. So be fun, interesting concept. But then it comes to XCOM, where it has Star Wars mods, obviously. I could continue the 117th, but then have people make characters for them. So if you want to make a character, you can make it here. While this is happening, and I could technically use said characters if you like me to in the narrative. Just leave a comment with what characters you want and who you want. Don't be too overpowered because I want to keep it as interesting. But most of all, you can be a clone, you can be a normal trooper, you can be like a mercenary kind of guy or person or girl. You could be you could technically be droids, just that you won't be used in a lot of combat. But you can also be Jedi, be a Jedi at Padawan, because in one of the next battles, in the next two battles, in terms of ground, I had a Jedi Knight, and when a Jedi Knight goes into battle, it has a Padawan, and surprisingly, they did quite well. Mainly the Padawan, because during the fight, the Knight did die, which when I describe the next battle, you'll see. I'll hopefully show you. But the Knight did die, and the Padawan survived. But because the Knight was the main figure, it didn't count. So in story-wise, Padawan stayed, got a new Jedi Knight as the master, and joined the battle again. And then that Knight survived in the other battle. Again, I'll show you. Thankfully, I managed to get two battles in one. Two space, and well, free space and two ground. Surprisingly, the ground battles went quite well in this episode. Padme did claim that one planet I did start in the first one and moved on to the one next to it. I can't remember the names because I have edited it, so I can't see it while editing this. But I will probably show it next video. Hopefully, this will be an hour long more. But yeah, this is why I a little bit longer on this. I want to build more narrative, and to do so, I would like to have more interesting character figures to appear and whatnot, and build an interesting story. But all in all, thanks. Thanks for hearing me rant on this bit. But like I said, in the battle, I got overcome and decided to do a full retreat in this after pushing a bit forward. Okay, round 2 of the fight. All in all, went well. Yeah, round 2 of the fight. All in all, went well. Surprisingly, we added a bit more frigates. This time, we had a Venator up with us this time. And, as it was built just as we lost the round, again, I did a ship in this one. I think I did a frigate this time. Did I? One moment. I did get cinematic shots. I could too. Yeah, I did get cinematic shots in that one. Oh no, I used fighters in this one. Instead of going back down there to get some extra credits, I decided to go straight ahead into the fight. Went all out. Pretty much all out. Which in turn led to a quite aggressive-ish. Well, I wouldn't say aggressive. We did the same tactic. We bait them towards us, but as they were a good distance away, we did push forward. They had roughly the same amount of fleets that the medium space star gives. Plus, with the defense of both a Lucahult and a defense station Lucahult, well, wing defense station, we managed to push through. We took out both of them and caused the separatists to retreat from the space of the planet, which was a successful plan. All in all, it, like I said, went well. I'll continue talking a little bit so you can see a bit more of the footage so that you can feel like, yeah, being more seeing it instead of me just cutting off and, and all that. Like I said, all in all, went well. I plan to use mixed ships as well, maybe. Depends on what I can get. But mostly the older one, iron frigates, Alderaan fleets with the ion cannon capabilities are very helpful. Especially when you go up against enemies with shields, because you make them destroy the shields, you can just bombard them instantly. So if you do play this game, which I would recommend, yes, and if you do have the Attack of the Clones, Awakening of the Clone Wars, I would recommend using Alderaan Iron frigates as a sort of fighting, or any ships with iron capabilities if you're playing as the Clone Republic. The Separatists have their own, which I think it's the Finn-looking one, which I think was in this battle. I don't know. It was, I did encounter one in the battle, but I can't remember the name of it. But it's like a very like disc fish shape. If you play Pokemon, it's sort of like a love disc Pokemon kind of shape. It's like a very thin looking shape. Not that, but like, you know, like a flat kind of head thingy. I'll point it out in the ship in the fight. Because I know I encountered it in the next space battle. But yeah, this battle was a success victory. Destroyed them all, caused them to retreat, destroyed the dockyard, and whatnot. I'll cut to the ground battle and talk into that. Okay, to the ground battle of Kate and Maya. I had obviously the ATTEs from previous fight, but I had now a few tanks. Can't remember the names. There, but I also brought in the Jedi Knight with its Padawan that it comes with. A few clone troopers and I think it's the judicial troopers. Basically the ones you get before you get the clones. The ones in the blue. Because I thought, you know, combine them. I did also have sped troopers and a speeder vehicle, which will come in during this fight. Oh yes, cinematic shots of the clones. I did take a few of them, which I quite liked. And their assault on that tech barracks. Yeah, see the blue ones there. Oh, there's the Jedi Padawan. Where's the knight? I know the knight was there somewhere. But these are good cinematic shots, which I might use at the beginning of this video. You'll see see it or not. I might change it. Who knows? But yes, we proceed forward. Instead of going straight upward, we took the left route because we're going to need the extra troops. And whatnot. But thankfully, the mixture of normal troops, both climate and judicial, plus with a tune of troopers with photon torpedoes and sniper judicials. Then, of course, the Jedi, Padawan, and Knights pushing forward. But this is the battle where I started talking about, like, from the first beginning part, where I actually learned longer about, you know, having people make characters or doing cool cinematic shots, which I quite liked. Especially like, seeing them all work together kind of makes you feel like, yeah, I'd make characters and whatnot. But yeah, like I said, you're welcome to make characters for this. Because I feel like something can be made with the 117th Battalion. Or no. We push forward. Up ahead was a bunker turret, which was an immediate target to take out. Not this one, the one after. Immediate target, take out. Yeah, we're also like Nemorian guards, and I joke saying, "Oh yeah, we're not killing them, we're just taking them out. We're just knocking them out because they need to be liberated." And I zoom in on one with a funny like death pose in a second. Where when did I zoom in on? I think it was here. Yeah, yeah. Watch. So like he's in midair, which is quite funny. There's the bucket turret. I moved forward to take that, and then built a infantry turret, I think, there. Because the bridge, when they cut off to next, still in this fight, but when they cut to when they started doing a lot of damage, or basically bombing runs and whatnot. Okay, bombing run, here we go. The bombing run went well. Yeah, bombing run, going in. During the bombing run, this is when the Jedi Knight died. I don't know how he died, but he died during this fight, and the Padawan was left, which then left me saying, if he survives, he becomes a temporary Jedi Knight. But of course, because of the fact that the unit that had this Padawan, if the main one dies, no matter what, even if the Padawan survived and done the mission, he'll still be considered dead. So, lore in narrative wise, the Padawan survived, stayed on the ship, waited until a new Jedi Knight came in to take over, and then boom, they still continue the fight. But this is when we push forward, and I did notice the Jedi Knight missing. I was like, wait, where's the Knight? I was like, is that the Padawan? But no, we started pushing forward, and then sort of split in the middle. One went left, one went right. But then we mostly regrouped at the right at the end, because the enemy decided to take over the spawn where we spawned in, basically where we started, and do a full retreat in this fight. But all in all, we pushed through. I didn't get the chance to use the bombardment on area, but they don't. They didn't destroy anything. Yeah, because it was in the unknown area. But then, all in all, went well. I was happy with it. So that was and mind you, this was the first time going in this, and we actually won this fight. I think this was actually when I first noticed the Jedi Knight was missing. I actually might have been. Yeah. But then, of course, supporting more troops into the field. I'm not a historian. Usually, I would make a script and kind of talk from that script, but I thought, get into it, talk about it, and sort of kind of go off. Because I'm not, even if I have the script, I'm going to go off it, not all off by line. So I thought, talk more, feel more, fluent. I will probably still do scripts and whatnot. But yeah, I was focusing on the Padawan, saying, yeah, if you survive, you become a Jedi Knight. Yeah, the reason I sound probably a little different this time is I forgot to enable echo reduction in the previous one, so you might hear an echo, which, so I'm sorry about that. But this time, this is about on Vulture. This time we had 2 Venators, and I forgot, and I didn't have enough to spawn in the other big ships, so 2 Venators, the 4 ion cannon Aldron frigates, 1 Victory class Star Destroyer, and 4 Acclimators. This time, this battle in my recording cut out on editing, it's actually quite short because this was quite quick. But that one, the one in the front, I might zoom in on it. Wait. Let me just get a closer look. Yeah, the one next to the transport pod below my cursor, well, what was below my cursor, the one in the blast zone, this one, is the other ship that does ion damage to shields. So my goal was to take out that shield and destroy it, which was useful, which I did. I think I did lose. I think I might have lost a Corvette and a few fighters in this one. I might have lost a frigate or 2. Yeah, it was mostly fighters I think I lost in this one. But yeah, I brought in the dreadnoughts to push through, because this one only had light dockyard and a orbital Lucahult station, the ball parts there at Lucahult, which I think No, that was my ships. I set them to hunt enemies, and for some reason, those ships decided to go all the way to the right and take out pirates instead of focusing on the main threat. But yeah, this battle was quite short, so I might actually keep this full clip of the fight. The other was quite long, and I had to cut out to do other voice stuff. Sadly, you would have had a proper fight if my mic didn't cut out, but sadly, didn't cut out. It didn't pick up in my recordings. Sadly, but yeah, we pushed through. Up ahead was a turret that they built, as well as the Luca hole. Yeah, we had a bunch of fighters coming from behind, so I sent all of my V19s, was it, to attack, which annihilated them. Got a few cutscenes. Yeah, I was like, oh, that Akame is so gonna die. But yeah, might as well mention that. Oh, look, there's the space station, which then gets I think blows up. Yeah, it gets destroyed there. I think they were in in this one as well. Yeah. Um, yeah. Might as well do a little bit lore dropping for the narrative. Commander Orion, which I'm technically am, uh, is a commander on a Akimeta ship called the Prosperity. I might update to a Venator. We'll see how things go. The one I started off with, the Akimeta from the video, is still with us. So once that's destroyed, I might move up. Yeah, I only lost a fight and a forget Corvette. Yeah, the fight went well. Now, cut to this battle, which is intense. This is when I had the Jedi, and I actually got a platoon with healing capabilities, so the Jedi survived in this one. Then I cut to when no, actually, I wouldn't cut yet because there was a Sandcrawler here. I spawned in troops, two ATTEs, which were in I think they were the first two I used in the fight. They kept around, which is quite good. Not saying I'm brilliant strategist. I'm terrible. I'm just surprised that they survived this long. There's Sandcrawler. Ah, just hit my hand on stuff. There's a Sandcrawler, which was intense. I am again got no script, and I have a person telling me you need a script for this. I do scripts, but this time I'm just doing this because I have to kind of feel more confident in talking, so I'm going to do this. But yeah, again, mixed troops. I like the idea of having a mixed group troops, even though technically clones are better and whatnot. I like the whole narrative purpose. It makes it feel cool, and plus the cinematic shot for it is so cool. There goes the speeder, and look there's the Jedi Knight or Padawan. The Knight may have a greyer cloak. Yeah, we're just gonna go cut to when I get into a big fight. Yeah, here we are, the big kind of clash of the area where all the bases were. Push forward. There was, I think, was that base turret, a bunker turret? I don't think so. It was, but captured that point, spawned in a few more troops, push forward, destroyed the facility. There was an AAT there. Then I think I didn't get a bombardment. I did get a bomb run though, which was good. Where was it? Where was the bomb run? I think it might be near the end at one of the buildings. But we pushed forward, destroyed both the out barracks technically and the facility. No, that was a mining thing which gave credits. And then I think we focused on the outpost there. I sent all troops there and the tanks. And then I had the ATTEs move down to deal with the droidicas down there. That's the turret I was talking about, the infantry turret. I didn't want to deal with. I wanted to take it out, so I first sent it the tanks, but I was like, they're not focusing on it too much, so send all the troops, including the Jedi's, in. That destroyed it, and then like I said, I then pushed the ATTs downwards to take out the droidicas, and then I think during the fight on the outpost, the bombing run came in, and another cinematic shot in that one. And then, like I said, the bombing run came in, and this I got a pretty cool cinematic shot of the Y wings coming in and bombarding it. In my opinion, I think it's a cool shot. You can be the judge of it when it comes in. I'll probably keep quiet for like a few minutes to let you see it. And bombarding it, slowly going down, making sure it was taking it, and I was like, "Oh, bombardment! Here we come!" Placed it, and then started the cinematic shot of the Y wings. Seeing them come in, and then taking out with Droidica down there, and then just bombarding that building till it's destroyed. Which was a victory because once I took out the last remaining trooper, I won the battle, and that's when I ended the video. Or I saved first while talking about ending the video. And look, no troops lost, which is a bonus. But anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy. See you next time.